Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting day of LAMRIM 43, the magic of empty meditations. My name is Tatiana Kondruchina. I work at the Asian Classics Institute, and I will be the host for today again. And today we continue our study of the steps on the path and the two beautiful meditation practices of exchanging self and others and Tongen. And please note that today, after the second class, we will have the boundary closing ceremony to prepare for the silent retreat that's taking place the next 2 days. And there will be no classes tomorrow on Wednesday and after tomorrow, Thursday, 12 and 13 April. And we will return to classes on April 14th at 6 a.m. Arizona time, as usual. But please note that virtual Gompas will be running without stop. Enjoy your class today and get ready for a silent retreat if you plan to have one. And with that, I warmly welcome our dear teacher, Geshe Michael Roach, to start today's class. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Спасибо большое. Я очень рад начинать сегодня и видеть вам очень тоже. Тоже очень рад. Спасибо. Но я не вижу себе на телевизор. Может быть, нету. Можно домой. Сейчас. Счастливый праздник уже раньше, чем хотел. Should I start, Tim? Oh, I can't see myself. There we are. I'm sorry, I'm just wondering. Okay, here we go. We're going to start with Lamrim because we need to read something so we can meditate on it, okay? And it's a nice meditation for your retreat, which starts today at 2 o'clock. And you have a choice to do it or not to do it. And if you do it, your life will change drastically. If you don't do it, it'll just keep going the same all the way. So I really encourage you. It's just 2 days, okay? We did 1,000 days, but 2 days is a good start, okay? So 2 days of silence, and it's really, really good for you. I think putting away your phone is almost as important as the 2 days. I found out I have to lock my phone up, and a new product, Rosa, for our GMR luxury brand is a satchel with a time lock on it. Seriously. And you lock your phone up for like 48 hours. You know, seriously. That remind me to remind Rosa, okay? All right. So we'll start at 2 o'clock. We'll close the boundaries. And when we close the boundaries here, we are also closing them on our remote retreats, which includes the greatest country in the world, Vietnam, and also Ukraine and Russia. We have retreats going on, okay? So you guys will be closing your boundaries also. And please keep a good 2 days here, okay? That's why you came here. That's why you spent all the money to come here. It's really, really expensive to have this place. And it's 23 years of hard work, really hard work, and blood, sweat, and tears, we say. And so use the god dang place, okay? And do a retreat, okay? Don't come here and just do your cell phone thing, all right? If one person keeps silence for 2 days, I'll be happy, okay? If 2 people do, I will dance on the stage. All right, okay, please. And your life will change. Your life really will change. All right. Okay. And then I would like to do some longer retreats here, silent retreats. Let's start with 2 days. Okay. Okay. Innovation. Okay. We're gonna start at Bologna. Did you find it, Sugeng? Oh, who is that, Rebecca? BLANGS. 41023. 4 space 10 space 23. Ta-da! Nope. Say again. 4 space 10 space 23, and that will be the exact place. I did this morning. Or you could look up the word scared. Look up the word scared. And that's from yesterday's copy. Yikes. Got it? Yay, Balan. That's baloney, okay, in Tibetan. No, I'm just kidding. All right, let's read. Langbadeni Kyang Yawam Jam Deshapatabu Mimbar. This is where he says, when you take with the razor blade, right? Mr. What's his name? Robbie. Yeah. And you cut the razor, you cut the blackness, okay? Then he says here, don't just put the blackness, on your kitchen table. It has to go in your heart. Is usulan. Deda could say jigtang, jignam kena. Yeah, that's misspelled in the carving, but we'll let it go for now. It's jignang, Dngangs. Okay, but don't worry about it. Kena, if you get scared, that's a good thing. Okay, if you feel nervous, bringing that blackness into your heart, that's a good thing. That means your visualization's doing well. By the way, we're going to go much deeper in that visualization today. And so this is just the most basic one. And there's much deeper one, okay? Kepa lekpayen. Lekpa means that's good. For $100, who can tell me a famous example of that word? Not you. Who said? Yeah, $100. Extra dollar if you tell me the Sanskrit. Sadhu, sadhu. Where does it come from? Hey, you gotta do the work if you want the money. Where does it come from? Yeah. Which one? Yay! Okay. Yeah, it means great, right? So Buddha tells who? Avalokiteshvara. Great, great. What's the irony of that? What's the irony of Buddha telling telling Avalokiteshvara in the Heart Sutra. Great, great. Yeah, he forced him to say what he said. Then he said, "Oh, you spoke so well." Okay. All right. Anyway, if you think like that, musulen manukyam. Look, you cannot really take the other person's pain away. Okay, there it is in black and white. Okay, musu means directly. Len, take it. Manu, you don't have the power. Okay, kyang, but senam kitso lapache zopa, you will collect massive amounts of good karma, and that will give you the karma. Okay, lo jong lo komna, musa len nubang chungwa, and if you get used to that kind of collection of massive karma, you can actually take away other people's pain. And then he says, Chambe Nyanjorki Logyu Daryin. Logyu means a story, like a colloquial story, just between friends, you know. And then Chambe Nyanjor means Nyanjorpa, a yogin, a person who's practicing yoga. And then sometimes it refers to a tantric practitioner. When you see the name of a deity just in front of Nyanjorpa, that usually means like a Vajrayogini specialist or something like that. So here he's a Jampa specialist. He's a Maitreya specialist. He's doing his diamond way practice focused on Maitreya. And then this is one of those frustrating places in this massive Lam Rim, which is going to take us 15 years to finish, right? Where he says, you guys know the story, I don't have to tell you. And we're like, yeah, right. And so Art Engel, who translated this book in 3 volumes with my teacher, Ken Rinpoche, he found all the stories back in the days before the database. He flipped through books for 15 years. And so anyway, the story is this. There's a teacher named Kusali, and there's 2 Kusalis. There's an older one and a younger one. They are famous for being in the emptiness lineage, okay? And this story is found in a famous book called Lamrim Lama Gibin Namtar, which means the life stories of all the Lamrim teachers. And that's about a 2,000-page classic. It's in the database. And it's very precious because it has the biographies of every major Lamrim teacher. And it's a wonderful book. In fact, DCI just gave a grant to a website called Treasury of Lives, which is translating those stories for about the last 10 years. And they have about 1,500 stories online. And they need some mixed nuts training, but it's not bad. So we gave them a $10,000 grant just to, because they're doing good stuff. I hope we paid it. Yeah, okay. I gotta check. So the following incident is described there. This Kusali was teaching the Dharma, and somebody nearby hit a dog with a stick, you know. And then the teacher said, "Ah!" and fell down, you know. And then everybody looked at the dog, and there's nothing wrong with the dog. The dog's like wagging his tail. And everybody's like, "Oh, this is a big fake. This guy's a big fake, you know." And he said, "If you think I'm a fake, look, check this out." And he took his shirt off and he showed his back, and there was this big welt where the stick hit the dog, was on the teacher's back. Okay, you could see the wound on the teacher's back, and he took it from the dog in a moment. And so that's Pabonka Rinpoche's proof that if we get really good at it, maybe we could take some, in special cases, other people's pain. When we do the giving, which of the 2 attitudes or which of the 2 emotions are we specializing in? Yeah, love. Okay, yeah. So when you do the giving, he says, then he's going to go off on a major topic, and we're going to spend some time on it. Okay, and I'd like you to focus on that during your 2-day retreat. Okay, it's a beautiful practice. Semchen namdun drupeche yishin kini nusugyur. And this comes from Shantideva, from Master Shantideva. So the guide to the Bodhisattva's way of life. And he says, Semchen namdun drupeche, you should try to achieve the goals of beings. Yishinki kini lusugyur. Turn your body into a wishing jewel. Turn your body into a wishing jewel. Okay, Chintamani, Yishin. Okay, and the whole. I like the whole. He quotes 2 lines, right? A verse is 4 lines, and if you have John Brady's database, and by the way, it's 35 years that we've been inputting books, and we've had fat years and lean years. So we've had very years when we got into a huge debt. I was once in debt almost $100,000. And then we've had years that were going very well. And I have to say, these last few years were going very well. And that's because of you guys. That's because of all you guys. So I'm really grateful for that. It takes a lot of pressure off of me. Yeah, I'm always in the background on that project. I'm the person they go to when they run out of money. And they haven't come to me for 3, 4, 5 years. And I really appreciate it. And you guys are doing it. The gold clubs especially, Zolotoy Club, you guys are doing great jobs. So I'm really grateful. The gold clubs in the Russian language sphere and Ukrainian language speaking sphere have raised over $1.5 million in $5 donations. So that's amazing. And I'm really grateful for that. Anyway, because we have the database, I can teach. And here we go. Semchen Nan, here's from the database. Drupichir, Yishin Kini Nusagir, it's below you guys. Skip down 2 paragraphs. Dark, the bull. Yeah, yeah. There you go. Yishin Kini Nusagir. Here's the rest of the verse, okay? Which is only possible because of the Gold Club and similar people. Data Rangwan Yuki De, Dr. Zumbe Shinki Shindu Gi. If you get good at this practice, Shin here doesn't mean similar. Here it means face, likeness, your likeness, okay? And gi is the imperative. Here it's not the instrumental. It's do it. And $50 for Zoom. What's Zoom mean? Like a Zoom call. A Zoom call. Zoom means smiling. Okay, Zoom. Okay, I guess Zoom call is good. Okay, Zoom means smiling. He says, if you get good at this practice, you're gonna walk around with a dumb grin on your face all day long, you know. And it's who said that? Shantideva. He says, I'll teach you a practice, and if you get good at it, you're gonna walk around all the time with a big smile on your face. Okay. All right. And this goes to a very deep topic, and I'm gonna frustrate Tim further by going off on a tangent, because I like to. So here we go. You guys got Ben's book cover? You were gonna show. There's a new book that we finished, I don't know, a month ago. It took 6 or 7 years. The Mixed Nuts finished it. This is the book. It's called Great Ideas of the East. It's a survey of 101 enlightening belief systems from ancient Asia. It's a huge book. It's like this thick, and we just finished it. Yay. It's got 101 different belief systems, okay? The 101st, guess which school Yeah, higher midway, prasangika. Okay, and that one in the book is about 100 pages. Okay, so and there's 100 other belief systems, and they are fascinating. They're cool. You could spend a whole 3-year retreat on them. Okay, and we've been teaching them in around. We've been test driving this book. This book will be the basis of DCI Advanced Level 3, which is being written this month. And it'll come out in November, but it's based on Ben Kramer's translation. Okay, and it's an awesome book, and it should be available shortly. They are doing the final blah blah, and who helped? Anatole Nguyen helped to edit it. Okay. In this book, he mentions 110 qualities of enlightenment. Okay, and it's 110 different mental states, and he mentions it, and we went and found them, and we added it to the book from John Brady's Gold Club database. So it's never been translated before. There's 110 beautiful, extraordinary mental states described. That's in the 101st worldview. Okay? So the 101st worldview has 110 mental qualities that you can develop. Okay? One of them is called Sepa Tingenzin, and it has a brother called Silki Nimbage, and I'd like to talk about those. So when you do your Geshe degree, normally the class starts out with about 60 people, and people die, people quit, and it gets down to about, I don't know, 10 people, about 4 or 5 years before the Geshe exam. And then they do a cut. They do a pre-Geshe cut. 3 years before the exam, they cut. And so you get a debate topic. The debate master hands you a little tiny piece of paper, and that's your debate topic, you know. And mine was Sepa Tingenzin, which is a super weird topic. Tingenzin, you know, means concentration, focus. Yeah, single-pointed concentration, deep meditation. Separ means finished. Separ means completed. And it's a special kind of meditation, all right? And you're gonna have to do it to do the Tonglen today and tomorrow. In your retreat, you're gonna have to learn some Separ Tingenzin to do the Tonglen properly, okay? And it's very deep, okay? And it's something we should study, and something we should write a book about or something. It's a deep, beautiful practice, okay? Basically, and by the way, I did really bad in that debate. I got murdered in that debate, and I still passed. But I'll never forget it, because I was embarrassed in front of a few thousand people. And so this is a dear topic to me. So, because then I went and became an expert at. Okay, so Seba continued. And we're translating a second book nowadays. We're translating 12 books. The second one that we're just finishing up this week is Sugeng's book. It took about 6 years, 5-6 years. And it's about the wheel of life. And so the wheel of life was designed by Lord Buddha on 3 different occasions. There are 3 different stories of how he designed the wheel of life. And we chose a beautiful story to put in Sugeng's book, which is a sutra. And it's about a lady named Muktika. And it's the story of how Lord Buddha painted the wheel of life for a woman follower who lived in Sri Lanka, 2,000 miles away. And she was too far away to come to central India, to Shravasti, for class. So he sent her the painting with the instructions. And then she studied the instructions, she studied the painting, and she saw emptiness within a week. Okay, and it's a beautiful story of a woman Arya. So Aryas are extremely rare, and I think it's the only woman Arya that I remember the whole story of this woman Arya. Okay, so that's in, we put the whole sutra in Sugang's text, and John Brady's team found the Sanskrit. So we have the Sanskrit, the Tibetan, and the English. And then we, 500,000 years later, well, Buddha told people, I want this wheel because it's so powerful. I want a copy in every monastery temple. And I want it at the doorway. And because I want people to be forced to look at it every time they come in the temple. So since those days, it became a tradition to put the Wheel of Life painting at the door when you first come into a temple. And 1,000 years later, they were still doing it. And by 1,000 years later, they had started to make other drawings. And there's a list in the Vinaya Sutra of drawings for specific spots. Like in the debate ground, there should be this drawing. On the west wall of your retreat cabin, there should be this drawing. And there's about 20 different prescribed drawings. Why am I going off on this huge tangent? One of those drawings is supposed to be a 5-color wheel, just a wheel with 5 colors. Okay, the 4 or 5 root colors in primary colors in Buddhism, in the Abhidharma. Okay, you're just supposed to paint swatches of colors on the wall. And in general, in Buddhism, in real Buddhism, we never ever, my teacher said, he used to say, never ever, right? Rob knows. Never ever. You never meditate staring at something, okay? We don't use outer objects as a meditation object. We don't. You can look at the Wheel of Life for a while and then go close your eyes and meditate. But we don't, in this tradition, we think to stare at a painting or to stare at a statue is too rough. It's not subtle enough. You can't develop focus on that. You can stare at a statue. It's a nice thing. It's a good thing to do, especially if you're sitting in a temple or something. But it's not meditation. It's not developing Tingenzen, okay, samadhi. But there is a case where you can stare at colors, and you are required to paint them on the wall of your green cap. And you do stare at them, and then you learn to use them in your deep meditation. Okay, and that's a weird practice called Silpi Numba Ge, which means the 8 repressions. Repression means to push down on something, right? Like you repress these feelings. You know, you want to yell in the class, and you control yourself, repress yourself. Okay, so there's a practice called the 8 repressions, and it's a very high practice. And maybe I'll give it. Maybe I'll read it to you. Okay, from Ben's book. It's tough. Give me 1 second to go find it. Ben's book is one of the few places where you can find it. Yeah, cool. Section 694, page 304. His book is about 600 pages long, okay? And it's thick, it's deep. Every page is deep, okay? So here's a practice. It's called the 8 repressions. It's related to staring at colors painted on the side of your retreat cabin, okay? Which is related to the wheel of life, right? So Ben's book and Sugeng's book are connected here. And all the 12 books connect somehow, okay? You gain an ability, I'll just read from Ben's book, okay? To manipulate or emanate various shapes and colors allows you to overwhelm other people. So they're called the 8 overwhelmings, okay? Especially unruly people, okay? So like, if a student is really being naughty, you can emanate as a, what did we have yesterday? Brown bear, snow bear, tiger, poisonous snake, okay? Like you can, this is the practice in Buddhism where you learn to emanate as other things, okay? This is the foundation of the practice where later you can be any person you want. And you can emanate as a tree, and you can emanate as a bridge, and beautiful things like that. So this is the practice. It's called, I like to think of it as messing with colors and shapes, okay? It's the ability to manipulate colors and shapes because of your meditation. If you start now in this 2-day retreat, later it will ripen and you'll be able to emanate in different ways to help different people. You can emanate as a highway. You can emanate as a skyscraper. You can emanate as a mountain. You can emanate as an insect, okay? It's really fun and really cool. So we're gonna plant the seeds for it during these 2 days, okay? And I've never taught you that. And it's from these 2 books, okay? And that's why we're trying to get these books out, desperately trying to get the time to get the books out, okay? And it's really hard. Okay, so why are there 8? You ready? First of all, these are called Silky Numba, which means overwhelm somebody for 2 reasons, okay? Number 1, if you learn to emanate as, if you have a student who's being naughty, who refuses to shut up during the 48 hours of retreat, you could like emanate as a bear and get back in your cabin, you know. Okay. I mean, there's a lot of use to be able to show any form you want, right? And that's a classic Buddha ability. And these 2 days, we're going to plant the seeds, okay? And I'm not guaranteeing that in 48 hours, you're going to be able to be a bear, unless you're Sagang or something. But you're planting the seeds. We're planting the seeds. And obviously, by the way, he says, these 4 are also called overwhelming for another reason, is that you can help people, you can amaze people, you can guide people. And then secondly, overwhelming, Silky Numba, means you gain control of colors and shapes, okay? So the reason you might paint these 4 or 5 colors on this, why Buddha said 2,500 years ago, I want the wheel of life at the doorway, and I want some colors painted on the wall where you meditate, okay? Are you supposed to stare at the colors? No, that's not meditation. But they will remind you to do these other meditations with your eyes closed that will allow you to manipulate colors and shapes. Okay, and then there's 8 variations. You ready? Okay, number 1. So you, first of all, you would focus in a meditation. You would close your eyes and you would imagine that, for example, a practice you're going to do in the next 2 days, okay? And this is in the Lam Rim. This is in Dakshin Nyamje. This is another form of exchanging self and others. This is another form of Tonglen. You should Tong to the hell realms as a rain cloud, as a nice Diamond Mountain rain cloud. Okay, so you have to imagine with your eyes closed yourself as the rain cloud in the hot house. Okay, and you have to rain on everybody. Okay, so I want you to practice during the 2 days. This is Tonglen, right? You are giving to people. You're going through the realms that are in the wheel of life. It's called the 5 realms in that ancient source. And you go to the hell realms, and you go to the hot house, and you're going to emanate as a rain cloud. That rain cloud is tiny in your mind, and that's called overwhelming. Why? You reduce the rain cloud. Okay, you take a big rain cloud that would cover the whole retreat valley, and you close your eyes and you shrink it, and that's called silky numba. That's called overwhelming. You shrink the rain cloud in your mind so that you can get into it and become it. And then you send yourself back out as a huge rain cloud. Okay, got it? So you're gonna imagine, you're gonna think about a huge rain cloud that would cover all of Diamond Mountain. Then you're gonna overwhelm it, which means you're gonna shrink it to a pants that would fit in your mind. Then you're gonna get into the rain cloud, and then you're gonna send it out again. Got it? Okay. And you are manipulating the outside world. Okay? And that's a high Buddhist practice that you haven't heard much about. Okay? You've heard that Buddhas can emanate as a tree, as a bridge, but these are the meditations that plant the seed that allow you to do it later. Okay? And it's very beautiful. It's a very beautiful practice. Obviously, there has to be which of the 2 emotions? Love. There has to be, oh my God, these people are burning. These people are running naked across a frying pan. The hot hell's floor is a metal frying pan, like 100 miles long. And they are running across a red hot frying pan all day long, you know. So then you're gonna Tonglen. You're gonna say, God, you guys need some relief. I will rain on you, you know. Well, how are you going to do that? Well, I guess I'll have to be a rain cloud today. And then you do this meditation. You take a big rain cloud image that you've seen, shrink it in your meditation, get into it like a Volkswagen bug, and then expand it again. And then go to the hell realms and rain on everybody. Okay, got it? Cool. All right. Next one. Large physical constructs. So this is where you could become a bridge or a large building for someone like that. Okay. You imagine, and we'll talk about it. Okay. Third one. You make outside forms disappear. You take the rain cloud and you make it disappear in your mind. Okay, and that allows you to reduce outer forms. Ant-Man, right? Okay, there is such a thing. And then the opposite for expanding forms. Okay, you can make small things big. You can make big things small. And then there's four overpowerings of color, which means you meditate on the colors. The root colors, blue, yellow, white, and red. Okay, blue, yellow, white, and red. And you meditate on those colors and you gain power to create blue and to create red and white. And that is your palette. That's your, what do you call that thing that the painter holds and they have all the paints on it? Palette, yeah. So it's a meditation palette for all possible colors and shapes. And from that, you can make clouds for the hell realms. You can become a cloud for the hell realms. So the last four are the color palette. The first four are the shape and size palette. And then in your meditation, you paint a rain cloud, and then you get into it and you emanate it and you become it. Okay, it's very beautiful. It's a very beautiful practice. Okay, and we're going to be doing that. What about the cold house? By the way, my computer just died, so give me a second. Cold hell. What would be nice to emanate for them? What does he say? Yeah, like nice jackets or something. Okay. I think that's what Pabonko says. So wait till my computer comes back. So for the hot house, which is the main house, you do a rain cloud. And I want you to practice for the 2 days, okay? And then for the cold house, I guess, warmth. Oh, I'm sorry, I remember. He says, why don't we just use the yellow color palette and the circle shape color palette? And why don't we flip the overpowering from tiny to huge? We set the meditation to go from tiny to huge and become the sun. Okay. So I will be the sun. We have a picture, I think, Daniel. I think it's a sun, I'm not sure. Or a sunny forest or something. Yeah. Yeah. So you are the sun. Dee, 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 dee. Okay. And this could be the cold health. Okay. And nobody's cold anymore because you are the sun. All right. And the point is, in these 2 days of retreat, we're going to plant the seeds to be able to emanate as a sun, as a planet. Okay. And don't think small. In this business, we are shrinking and we are expanding, right? We already said that. So don't think small, you know. Don't think, oh, I'll do a firefly in the cold house, okay? That's an old Tibetan joke. Don't think small, okay? Go for it. Be a sun, all right? And I want you to use your imagination. That's the practice. And it has been recommended for 2,500 years. Okay? Like think big and emanate as a sun, okay, for the cold house. Okay, come on back. It's coming. It's just crazy. Sometimes my computer dies like 12 times. In Kyoto, it did that like, I don't know why, but during Sri Sena, he did it like 100 times. Come on, honey bunny. No, not really. Okay, well, let's just wing it. After you finish the hot house and the cold house, I got it, Tim. It just came back. Okay. Thank you, though. Thank you. You should emanate as a computer for me. Okay. The text says Dungbor. I'm on Dungbor. Okay. DANG space POR. It's like the next paragraph or something. Dungbor Chuki Semchen Sanya Watabor. Drang Charking number 2. He says not just a normal rain. I want nectar rain. I want a cloud that can make nectar. What kind of nectar? Amarta, right? Deathlessness. Nectar means what in Greek? Nectar. Nec means necrophilia. Death. Tar means tara, go beyond. Nectar means amarta. It's a beautiful, it's the same word. Okay. I don't want water falling in the hothouse. I want nectar. Okay, which means deathless nectar. Number 2 thing, emanate that. Dungel Jang, clean away all their suffering of the hell beings. Okay. Then, are we doing Len or Dong? We're kind of doing Dong. So he says, by the way, since we're on Dong, since we're on giving, I want you to give them a Teljor, which is in Sugang's text also. We added a huge appendix, 18 leisures and fortunes. I want them to have a teacher. I want them to have John Brady's database. I want them to have a good income. You know, I want them to have a nice house. Where? In the house. Okay. All right. Okay. Like they got Indian restaurant opens up there, stuff like that. Weird, beautiful stuff. Somebody opened an Indian restaurant in Boone. It's then I know I'm close to Nirvana. Okay. I never thought it would happen in my life. Okay. By the way, why don't we give them luxury apartments? Okay. How? It's you. Okay. All right. So expand your stomach, make it square, put nice carpet, sofa. Okay. Got it? You become a luxury apartment. And they can, I mean, you can see all these hot hell guys just walking up to the apartment going, wow, I wonder if they got a 100-inch TV or something. My family, our family email, it's always like, one of my brothers is like, now I got a 200-inch TV. The other one's like, no, I got a 300-inch TV. Okay, so you can be a 300-inch TV in the luxury apartment that grew out of your stomach for the hot hell people. Okay, all right. Yidong Magune, Tang we dela dera long chupa, and then imagine them coming into you as a luxury apartment and enjoying you. That's a beautiful practice. Okay, and that's what you're going to do for 2 days. All right, they are moving into you. The hell beings are moving into you, jumping on the bed, raiding the refrigerator, stuff like that. Okay, think big, okay? Because when you become a Buddha, that's what you're going to be doing. Okay, so plant the seeds now. Okay, and just imagine, I just became a luxury apartment, like a Singapore 5-room apartment. There's only 2 in Singapore. One is owned by the Sultan of Brunei. I know. Okay. And you're like, I'm going to be a 6-room luxury apartment in Singapore, All right? Gyur here means transform yourself. Gyur. Very beautiful verb. Okay. Gyur. Transform yourself into se and kom, which is punsok. Punsok means atisha. Excellent, perfect. Food and drink, okay? Stock up the fridge with your favorite mineral water, $23 a bottle. You're the bottle, you're the cap, you're the water, and you open yourself. And the hell beans are, yeah, that's my favorite brand. I wish they had it in sparkling. And then boom, you're like, oh, I can do that. And then you're sparkling. Okay, got it? Like, have fun, okay? No fun, yeah, no pain, no gain, no fun, no Buddhism. Okay, have fun with it, okay? Because you are literally planting the seeds to do it really, okay? And if you don't plant the seeds, you're delaying your Buddhahood. Okay, if you just talk during the whole retreat and look at the news on your phone secretly, hoping grandpa doesn't see you, I have special powers. Okay, maybe. Then kusagyur. Gyur means turn yourself into nice clothes, silk pajamas. Hey, you hell realm beings. Stop. Don't you want some silk pajamas? Don't you want to, I don't know. Where'd you get those shirts? Nice Japanese shirts, like Stanley's got on. Yeah, like, think of beautiful clothes for them. Think of beautiful ways to dress them up, okay? And you are the clothes, okay? You're not dressing them up, you are the clothes. You're like a pair of pants that finally fits. Nick told me there's a demon in San Diego that sneaks into your closet and shrinks your waistband. So you could be, what is that stretchy stuff? You could be lycra for the hell realm beings, pants, And so use your imagination, okay? These 2 days. I think it's a fun assignment for a 2-day silent retreat. Okay, what else would be nice? Geshe Nyen Tu Gyur. Turn into a Geshe. That's the long word for Geshe, Geshe, which literally means Kalyana Mitra, which means Dharma teacher. Become a spiritual guide for them. You guys happy? You got enough to eat? Yeah. You like the apartment? Yeah. There's another fox up there. Whoa. Coyote? Anyway, don't look. And then when you're done with everything else, turn into a great Dharma teacher. And say, if you're going to stay in this luxury apartment and drink this bottled sparkling water and wear these silk pajamas, you got to sit down and have a class. And then emanate yourself as a teacher in the luxury apartment. Where are you? You're still in the hell realms. Okay. All right. Gyur Chitdemba.
At that point, how can it still be a hell realm if you've transformed it like that?
If you ever been in a long teaching in this room, it can feel that way. I have to go to the bathroom and just us going off on these tangents. Okay. All right. And then finally, Chitdembe means because you taught them the Dharma. Sangya is the verb of Sangye. You Buddhicized them. You Buddhicized them. Okay. Wow, what happened? I got Buddhicized. Where? In the hell realm, in the luxury apartment. Who did it? Cat. Cat turned into a Buddha and Buddhicized me. Okay, got it? So that's a happy ending to the story of the hell realm. Okay, that's your assignment for the 2 days. Okay, that's just the hell realm. We got 5 other realms. Okay, right? You want to go on? Let's go on. Okay, here we go. And then he's kind of like gonna go faster. He's gonna say, okay, when you get to the cold house, do your thing. You know, like you can figure it out. He gives a couple of examples. You could be a beam of warm, soft sunlight coming into the window. You know, wouldn't that be nice to be the sunlight? Okay, to be the warm sunlight on the skin of a being that's been freezing for 10,000 years. You know, like be the sunlight on their skin. And then Geshe means dress them up in toasty clothing. Okay. Give them big merino sweaters and stuff. Okay. All right. And then he says soak. Soak means I leave it up to your imagination. Okay. So actually he split the hell realm into two. Okay. And when you see the wheel of life, you can see it split into two. Now next, what's he going to talk about? What's logical next? Yidan. There's Yidan in Tibetan. Okay, Yidan. There's the spelling. Dvags. Okay, Yidan. Okay. What would Yidoks like you to turn into? Food and drink. Say means food. Kom means drink. And don't be lazy. Make it a nice French dinner or something. You know, I have my mom had a stroke. My stepmom, she's 95, and she's stuck in this rehab place. And so me and Veronica went there last week for 4 or 5 days, and we busted her out in the wheelchair. And the guard tried to stop us, and we're like, wow, we got out. And it was a beautiful sunny day, and we walked her halfway across town and in the wheelchair, and we found this great French restaurant. And we wheeled her in there, and she didn't get her evening glass of wine for 2 weeks in the rehab. And we're like, guess what? She's like, yeah. We didn't drink any. She had some. So enjoy giving. Make it nice, okay? Make it sweet. Why? You are planting seeds. You are planting seeds for the actual ability, okay? This 2-day retreat is a Buddha emanation planting retreat. Okay? Buddha emanation power seed planting retreat. You will look back on these days and say, that's when I got started. You know, when you're a big Buddha, you know, running your own universe, you can say, it was back at Diamond Mountain, that 2-day retreat, you know, I was having fun with emanating all kinds of cool stuff. I was Pinot Noir for my mom, you know. Okay, cool. All right. Oh, I have a picture for you for what you can give to the Yidoks. The Peace Tree Cafe, cinnamon rolls. Okay. Yidoks especially like pretas, love cinnamon rolls from Peace Tree Cafe. So by the way, Daniel pretty much built that place, and we should give him a hand. Yeah. And he and Juan Hassel, they run it, and Johnny Oisen, they run a monthly TV show on it because we don't have permission to serve food, so we serve TV shows. But it's called Peachtree World News. We have about close to 20 organizations now, and it's hard to keep up with what's going on. Even for me, I don't even know which country John Brady's in at the moment. He was teaching in Turkey, in Turkey, and then he was in Vienna, and then he was in the Philippines. I don't know. So anyway, Daniel and Juan Hassel have a monthly news show, and they kind of tell you what's going on nowadays. So we'll be sure to, if you want to be on the mailing list, talk to Daniel. Okay, and they run it out of the Peachtree Cafe. Okay, you can go to Peachtree World News or YouTube channel. Okay. Yeah, cool. All right. Why am I showing this cafe? Yeah, we're emanating it for the Pretas. Okay. Preta Cafe, I mean Peachtree Cafe. Okay. Now, what's the definition of an animal in Buddhism? Everything has a definition. No, Lenshin Kukpa. Lenshin Kukpa. Yeah, basically low intelligence. Len means can't understand, doesn't have the cognitive skills to understand subtleties of language. If you yell at a dog, they will move, but they can't understand a Dharma teaching. And Kukpa means they can't teach a Dharma teaching. They don't have speaking, they don't have advanced speaking ability. Yes, there are dolphins who are more intelligent than most of the guys in Rimra. But in general, animals suffer from inability to think clearly. And it's not fun to be an animal. It's constant fear, constant danger. The reason they keep looking over their shoulders is that if you don't, you get eaten. And it's a dog-eat-dog world. It's a terrible life and a frightening life to be an animal. Okay. So what would be the best gift to give to them? Some kind of cognitive ability, like they could figure out the best hole to stay in when coyotes are out, or stuff like that. If they could think more clearly, they would be happier and safer. Okay, so what's the example? The picture. I like this picture. This was my 3-year retreat. I think it's the first picture of me teaching the pen. And I think it was 2001 or something like that. And basically, I really, really like the picture because I was also skinnier then. And I had more hair. But also, I think to me, to be able to give the animals the gift of the pen, that they could understand the pen. Like, if you could teach an animal that their seeds are creating their world, wouldn't that be sweet? Okay, so when you emanate for the animals, right, in the next 2 days, emanate as a teacher who can teach a dog the pen. Emanate as someone who can communicate the pen to an animal, and emanate yourself speaking to the animals. Okay, and my experience in my 3-year retreat, as I mentioned, if you don't speak for about 6 months, you learn to communicate on a basic level with animals, and it's a lot of fun. We had a pet rabbit who would come to the door, knock on the door, demand cookies, refuse chocolate chip cookies, demand, what's those Scotch shortbread? She remembers buying them. My rabbit would only eat those. She's like, I give her chocolate chip cookies. She's like, they speak with their body language. She's like, you didn't say go out for Scottish butter cookies. Okay. So imagine that you can communicate with the animals and make them understand the pen. And then they'd be fine. Their life would be not so bad. Okay. All right. This namje means the ability to grasp, to analyze things the ability to analyze their life in terms of seeds, the ability to analyze their life in terms of seeds. You know, I saw a coyote today sneaking around our hole. Yeah? Was he scary? Yeah. Well, maybe you should stop scaring all the little insects. You know, you're talking to a rabbit, right? And so, this give them this kind of wisdom to take responsibility for their world, that it's coming from them. Every irritating person you ever met was coming from you. Okay? There's a famous incident in this temple, right around there, where there was a new student who came here. And we had just finished the day before a class about how you're creating all the people around you. And she was standing there and we were all talking and she said, I'm surrounded by idiots, and we're all like, okay. So if you could teach a rabbit to think like that, that's the greatest, that's the that's the tone you're gonna do for the animal realm. And you can pick your own animals and you don't forget you're working up to being a Geshe Shenyan, a Dharma teacher for them. And by the end of the meditation on the rabbits, they should get enlightened, okay? In each realm that you visit, the end of the story is all the rabbits are enlightened, okay? Like, don't forget what we did in the hot house. He doesn't repeat it for every realm. We gave them a luxury apartment. We gave them some nice food and drink. We gave them some fancy clothes. Then we taught them to meditate. Then we taught them Dharma. And then finally, they became a Dharma teacher. Okay, so when you visit a realm in this meditation for the next 2 days, do that. By the way, some realms you can see and some realms you cannot see. Okay, and you're just gonna have to get used to that. Can you see quarks? No, you've taken it for granted by the people who invented your cell phone. Do you have a cell phone? Yes. Does it work? Yes. Was it made by somebody? Yes. Do they believe in quarks? Yes. Do you believe in quarks? Well, since I have a cell phone, yes. Okay, you can't see all the realms. That doesn't mean they're not there. Okay, talk to people who understand. Talk to the Steve Jobses. They'll tell you about quarks. Can you see quarks? No. Will you ever understand quarks? No. But do you trust Steve Jobs? Yeah, he gave me my cell phone. So it's the same with hell realms. Okay, it's the same with cold hell realms. Okay, there's some things you'll never see. I had the best yoga class in my whole life in Hong Kong one time. David Swenson, who's the only guy who ever filmed Ashtanga level 2 and 3, the only person in history to film them. And he got up, he came to my 3 retreat and taught me yoga. And he got up in Hong Kong. And the first thing he said was, listen, there's some yoga poses you will never be able to do. And we're all like, thank you. And he said, everybody's body's built different, it's not gonna happen. Some things you just can't do. There's some things you're not gonna be able to see for a while. That doesn't mean those yoga poses don't exist. It just means you can't do it yet. Okay, all right. He can do them, by the way, and it's fun to watch him because he's very modest. He's very kind, and that makes him a real yogi. All right, just to have a yoga teacher tell me, look, there's certain exotic poses you will never do. There's certain normal poses you'll never do, Geshe Michael. Then I'm like, thank you, Okay. He clumps together the deep transformation Thong meditations for the rest of the beings, which means Hla Mayin, Hla, and me. What are they? Hla Mayin, Hla, and me. Demigods, worldly gods, and humans. Okay, he just clumps them together. And here's the picture, and I don't need to say anything else. They want stuff. Okay, humans, worldly gods, worldly demigods, they just want more shopping malls. Okay, so just emanate as bigger and bigger shopping malls with more and more useless stuff. Okay, and they'll be happy. Okay, it's very easy for the higher realms. Okay, they just want more stuff. Impossible. I love this movie called, what is it? The Bodyguard? Not that one. There's a lady who hires a guy to carry her shopping bags. And then he carries them, he walks behind her and carries the shopping bags. And she goes home every day and opens up this huge closet and just throws the bags in and never wears the clothes, you know. That's kind of where the higher realms are at. They just want more stuff. Okay, now, I had a hesitation here. Is it ethical to pile more stuff on a higher realm person? I mean, it's just going to make them unhappy, right? Oh, you don't like a Tesla Z. You want a Tesla XD, you know? Yeah. Okay. Oh, you want the red one? Yeah. Okay. Trade in your black one, you know? And then, is it okay to do that in this meditation? Daniel, box. I think you have to decide before you do it. Before you try it, you have to decide whether you want to overload higher realm beings with tchotchkes.
Well, it's like eventually they figure out that it's not actually going to make them happy. So you're getting them to that realization faster, I think.
Yeah. Pile them up with more luxury cars until they finally get sick of them. Okay. All right. It's ethical. Since you have, as a Buddha, you have limitless power to emanate new cars for them. They're getting into you and slamming the door and driving off in you. Get into understand, you're not giving them a car. You are Gyurwa. You are messing with the elements of existence. You are effing with the atoms. You're turning yourself into the next Tesla. And you're saying, drive me. You know, I'm happy. You know, just drive me. I saw what do you call that in San Diego? What was that? A Bentley. Oh my God. I don't want one. Don't buy me one. I won't take it. Someone offered me the best Tesla. And I sold it before it was delivered and we gave it to the mixed nuts. So anyway, be a beautiful car. Become a beautiful car. Give them everything. Okay. We got 4 more minutes. I'll use it. Sa min la kocha. He says, demigods like to have better weapons and body armor. Kocha means body armor. Those of you who are studying Vajrayogini, you know Kocha. Okay. You know, for worldly gods, give them better and better food and stuff like that. Mini depachewe, but humans have more desire than all of them. He said, humans are at the top of the food chain, desire. They want even more. So what are you gonna become for them? Kang de, whatever the heck they want. Okay, it's limitless. There's no limit on the things that human beings want. Just become the next popular thing. Okay, the next popular useless gadget, you become it happily. Oh, you wanna, I don't know, I saw weird stuff lately. Like a dog poop scooper upper that works on compressed air and, you know, cleans itself. Oh, you want one of those? Okay, I'm there. You know, I'll suck it up. Okay. Again, Daishin to Longche. Then he says, Getza. Get them Getza. Getza means bank, karmic bank account. The literal meaning is root of virtue. If you ever translate it that way, Sugang, I will kill you. Okay. It doesn't mean root of virtue. It means your credit card, your karmic. Give them karmic credit cards. Okay, with lots of loaded up karmic credit cards. Okay, hand them out. Become a loaded karmic credit card. Okay, you're not offering credit card. You are the credit card. Okay, like John Brady's gonna be Discover card. I'm gonna be American Express. Okay, like that. Okay, so be creative, have fun. Okay, if he says Zoom for $100, he says Zoom. Who said it first? Haggerty, $100. Yeah, if you don't come in here on Friday with a big Zoom, then I'll know that you were on your phone for 2 days. Okay. If you do this meditation for 2 days and you're not have a big dumb smile on your face by Friday, then I know you didn't do a real retreat. Okay. All right. By the way, Friday morning we'll release the boundary. Okay. Then you can talk again. And not before that. Whispering is still talking. Okay, we established that in the second 3-year retreat. Okay, all right. I mean, I'm not saying everybody, but I did see it happen a few times. All right. Then he's gonna get into, and we'll stop there for the first class. We'll take a half-hour break, but just to make sure you don't go away, he's gonna go into what would you like to emanate for the enlightened beings? What do they want? What would they like to see you turn into? Do they need a credit card? So you won't find out what you're gonna be unless you come back for the next class. See you in half an hour. Okay.